asking me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want? Maybe I have to read it.
Sure, maybe. I think it'll start flowing pretty naturally, pretty quick.
Okay.
Okay, hi everybody. So, not the usual setup for this episode. Very happy to introduce you to my girlfriend,
Hi, everyone.
Ana Beatriz. Maybe do you want to just tell them a little bit about yourself before we get going, and maybe what we're doing here on this episode?
Yeah, so I'm Ana Beatriz. I'm Stefan's girlfriend. I'm Brazilian, so my English is not that good, I guess. So, but I'm trying. We'll see.
Yeah. And we thought it would be interesting to do an episode, the two of us, because of a lot of reasons. I haven't always been the best in relationships, and there's things that complicate it, right? Like, I'm 35, she's 25, what was it?
I'm 21.
Right, so there's a 14-year age gap. Again, culturally, I'm from, where am I from? Ukraine?
Is it? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Canada?
And ela é brasileira.
Yeah.
And so we've been dating, I think, only a little over a month.
Like officially, yeah.
Yeah. Feels like a lot longer, and that's because we've really worked at it.
Sure.
And we just wanted to go over, I think, our experience falling in love so quickly, and one of us more quickly than the other.
Yeah.
And how we dealt with it and got over anxiety and jealousy and insecurity.
Yeah.
And not that we're experts by any means, but to give tips maybe to new relationships or old as to how we stay connected every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the age gap, it's always going to be like a topic for the both of us.
Mm.
But for other couple, it might be the culture stuff.
I'm glad she said it once.
The culture difference or the language difference, or, you know, there's a lot of stuff that can interfere in the relationship. And I think it's always very important to be aligned and talk about it and discuss about it. And I think that's kind of what we are doing right now. So, yeah.
So things might get a little intense because we're going to have just one of our talks. And we have these talks when we try to have these talks somewhat every night, because she calls me before I go to bed when we're not together.
Yeah.
But when we are together, we don't spend our evenings watching movies yet. I'm sure that'll come, and I love film. But because we're so early and we have so many feelings and so many concerns about the other not loving us equally or not demonstrating their love to the caliber that we believe that we're sending their way, we have really long talks every night. And again, as you said, realignment, and so we can go to bed not with a grudge, not with a chip on our shoulder, but an understanding. And I mean, there's other things that you can do at night to connect too, but
yeah. And also, I think everything is super new, and we are still finding out each other and understanding each other, and I think that kind of conversations really helps. So yeah, it's very important, especially at the beginning of the relationship, because you start to understand the other person in a better way and understand how they work and how they feel things, how they expect you to feel things or you to act in some kind of situation. So yeah.
So we actually did prepare some topics.
Yeah.
I think that this video is going to get a lot more attention than me by myself for obvious reasons, because she's really smart.
I don't know. I try. I think
However, I think we should just riff a bit. And in terms of the questions, why don't we let's go to our second date first before I completely embarrass myself with our first date. Our second date was, on the one hand, so casual and comfortable.
Yeah.
And yet, you asked me, like, the questions that for you would be like, yes, I could be with this man forever, or like, no, we have different values. I don't see a future with you. Do you remember the questions that you asked me on our second date?
I remember it like not completely, but I remember it was very important topics and difficult topics, I guess, like politics, religion, kids, family. And I think these topics are very important to ask your partner because it's a deal breaker, at least for me. Like I wouldn't be with someone that doesn't have the same values that I do, or the same perspective of life that I do. So yeah, but I only asked that on the second date because the first day was super intense and he was. Can I say that?
No, let's transition to the first date now.
Okay.
Tell me about the first date.
Like Stefan, he's very emotional, and that's something I really love about him. But yeah, the first day was already super intense, and he was saying like, "I love you, you're the one." On the first day, and it was, for me as a Brazilian, it was a little bit scary.
I think the word you used before was you thought it was bullshit.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was bullshit. I thought I thought he was how you say that? Love bombing. I thought he was love bombing me.
And I was, in a way, except it was genuine love inside of a very beautifully crafted bomb.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I think I've been love bombed before, but somehow I don't know exactly for what reason. I felt he was being very genuine and he was being honest. And then I just like thought, okay, let's give it a try. So in the second day I thought, no, I'm gonna ask all the hardest questions to really see if we are aligned and if it could just,
sure,
goes somewhere, and I think it was a very good strategy, I guess.
Yeah, so I did say that I loved her on the first date, but guess how many dates it took her after that to say that she loved me back? What was it, the seventh date?
Oh, it was the second date.
The second date. So it worked out in the end.
Yeah, it worked out, but you always say the right things. So you're very good at it, and like for me, it takes more time, to really trust people, and like we've talked about it before. You're very emotional, and I'm not super rational, but I think I try to balance both things, and I tend to rationalize my feelings a lot, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's very important for me to do that, to comprehend the whole situation better.
Yeah. That reminds me of, because she's so fantastically intelligent and she's speaking so abstractly, let me bring this down to earth a little bit, which is ironic because I don't live on earth. What I'm trying to say is she is the logical one. I am the fairy tale one. I live in the clouds. I am Peter Pan. I am Icarus. I'm always where I shouldn't be, doing what I shouldn't be doing, not present, ruminating about the past, fantasizing about the future. And she lives in the real world with 2 feet on the ground.
Not always.
She wasn't given the privilege that I was given. Born in Canada, born in Brazil, and that changes you. And so I always felt like I could do anything, and so I did nothing for for a long while, or I just did random things. But she's so focused and driven. And so when we have quote unquote arguments, which it doesn't even feel like we've had, like I call them like connection moments or something like that.
Yeah.
But we approach it completely different. I blast off, and this is how I interpreted the representation of that symbolism of what you said or didn't say, and like I get so meta, like I think that you thought that I thought that you said, no. And she's like, Stefan, you're an idiot. So,
No, I don't say that. Don't be mean. No, I'm very practical, I guess, and I'm always bringing up the rational side of it. Like, I usually say, I understand how you feel right now, but that's not what I said, or that's not what I meant. What I was trying to say was this, and this, and I think you help me.
misinterpreted.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it. But I've always tried, and I'm forever gonna keep trying to be very sensitive about you, about how you feel, because I get that we look at things and we process things in different ways. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well said. So I am extremely sensitive. And we've talked about, like, Anna once asked me point blank, she's like, Stefan, how do you want me to react when you are acting this way?
Yeah.
And I think that what stands for everybody, even to go beyond my answer, is, okay, so I'm acting this way because I'm extremely sensitive. So I need you to be more sensitive. Be sensitive to the fact that I'm overly sensitive.
Yeah.
And, there's been some incidents, and of course she's right, but it's not about her being right.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that my feelings were hurt. So I am, quote unquote, right in that I need you to compensate for my feelings, even though objectively you're right. And everybody would say you're right. But it's not about that between us. It's, I need your support. I need your validation, your reassurance that you still love me, that you understand why I felt these feelings. And it's coming from a place of, I think I'm losing you on some level, right? Whatever it is, it's like, I think I'm losing you. I don't feel qualified. I don't feel warranted to be with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy, but...
and I think that's the lesson they have to take from what we're talking right now. Like, a relationship is not a competition of who is right or who is wrong. It's about us trying to figure it out together. And those kind of questions, like the one I did to him, it's very important to be aligned and to understand that you're two different people with a very different background, in our case. And of course we have different ways to deal with things. So it's just about listen to the other person, and yeah, try to speak and act in some way, like especially in those situations where there's a disagreement or something like this, that they will also understand your point. So you have to try to speak their language.
Yeah, well said. And I think a great example of that is when, I can't remember what started it, but it was it was a disagreement on like a Wednesday night, and we resolved it, and we actually had a beautiful evening, and we spent the night together and did all the things that couples do, and it was wonderful. But I woke up the next day with a fresh perspective. I always think of things differently when I wake up, and it didn't change how we thought about the situation, but I wanted her to know the real reason why I felt the reasons I did. And she wasn't dismissive, but she was kind of like, I thought we already talked about this. She's very busy at work. And I could tell that she just was like, I thought we were over this. But it was important for me, who doesn't work that much, to just continue to express myself, because I woke up thinking about it. I was like, I finally understand why that bothered me, and I feel like I'm more justified now. But she was like, okay, I get it. And then she said, but, and then she went like 90% of her message to me, re-explaining why she was right. And she was right, which was very frustrating. And there's an expression in Portuguese, and it's like, você tá feliz ou você tá certo? Which means, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Yeah.
And I should have chosen happiness. But I was like, I don't like your apology, and I wish I hadn't said anything, because you're not getting what I need from you right now. I'm not looking for a logical explanation. I'm feeling insecure. I'm all alone. We were together yesterday, and now you're today at your busy office with all your colleagues, and you're just lecturing me on like etiquette instead of meeting me at the emotional part.
Yeah. And that's when I asked you, like, okay, so how do you want me to act in those situations? Because, like, for me, it's just reflect of the way I am and the way I was raised. We are very practical. We tend to be more rational. So in those situations, I just say like the logical things, and I know that's not where he came from, like your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked that to try to meet him at this place, and not only think about myself and my mindset and my opinion or something like this.
Yeah. But do you know what happened next? So unfortunately, I sent this long explanation of me being very vulnerable about, I would like it if you start with what's right and how you feel, and then you get into the huge body of how you understand how I feel, so I can feel heard. And because her strategy would be like, I get you, but, and then the last thing I would hear would be the but. And so I'm like, well, I don't feel like we're meeting where I want us to meet. I don't feel like it's a safe space. I feel like you're putting so much emphasis on the point you're still trying to make rather than understanding why I'm saying the things that I'm saying from an emotional level. However, that day, after I sent her that text, I think it was around 1:30 p.m. The last time she had messaged me was 11:30 a.m. There was like no signal in Sao Paulo, and she didn't send me a message until a party at about 8:30 p.m. And I was already asleep.
It sounds so bad, but let me explain. I was at a party, yes, but it was like a party from my company. It was a work party, and I was at a place that I had no signal at all, so I couldn't reply like to him, to no one. And as soon as I left that place, I texted you.
Yeah, you did. And you sent me a photo.
So, yeah, but I was still outside. I was still like hanging out with my friends. And I didn't want to reply that message in such a like, fast way. So I didn't reply directly to it. So
yeah. Which brings us to another thing between Ana and I, is that it's all about the acknowledgement, right? So if you don't have time, if it's just not the right moment, I would say in the future, always just acknowledge, like, hey, I appreciate that you wrote that. I can't respond now. I will respond later. Yeah. Because when the conversation just continued at 8:30 p.m., in my mind, I think, here's the logical side. If you would put yourself in my shoes, it would be like, okay, she's been thinking about this very deeply this whole time, and now she's ready to say something about it. But no, it's just like, hey, my signal was off. Instead of, shit, like, I'm sorry I didn't respond to that. I really appreciate it. I'm busy. I had no signal. I'm at a party. Look, here we are. No.
Totally.
But she is perfect, except for this tendency to I have this insecurity where I need like everything that I say to be acknowledged in some way. And when you just jump past such a big thing like that, I was like, what are we even talking about? No signal. Like, did you even see me answering your question? I took so much time to respond. And so that's all it was.
Yeah, I know. Like, of course, I apologized and we talked about it later. And like I said, I I'll try to not do it again.
I'm probably gonna cut this. It's too much Stefan right now.
No, it's fine. I think it's a common thing. It happens in all of kind of relationships. But I guess like in my past relationships, I was the one who was always reaching out and like with the deep questions and
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, for me it's kind of hard to change positions, it's just a little bit complex, I guess. And of course I didn't mean to hurt you, that's obvious. I don't know, like in my mind it wasn't that big of a deal. And then we talked and you explained it and you said how you felt, and it's fine. Like the most important thing is that we talked and we aligned and we understood each other.
So I'm the Ana Beatriz in this relationship.
Yeah, kind of.
As long as that's established.
But I think you're a little bit worse, I guess.
Nice.
Not worse, because it's not a bad thing. It's just like in my past relationships, I used to deal with people that were, I don't know how they are right now, but they were very nonchalant. Yeah. So I used to ask them like, how do you feel? What do you think about this situation? And they would just, I don't know, whatever. And I hate that. Even though I am very practical, I still like to discuss things and just try to talk about it and understand both sides. And I'm this kind of person, I don't know. And so it used to be very hard for me to just listen. Oh, I don't know, it's fine. I need more, and you give me more.
I give you too much.
No, you give me enough. And I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. Like I don't mind that you're super emotional sometimes. Like it's fine. And like we're still saying you're the emotional one and I'm logical, but that's not completely true. I can be very emotional sometimes, and you know how to deal with it.
Yeah, you cry a lot, which I love.
Yeah, I do.
That's when I know she likes me, is when she starts crying. I usually guilt her into it too. No, not true.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Got that.
Yeah, but honestly, that's also how I realize that I love you. When I start to cry, when I get so overwhelmed, so, worried about you and about our relationship, it's when I realize, okay, yeah, it's very, very deep.
Yeah, and I think maybe we can transition into how we were able to, like, again, guys, we're a month into this, and yet we're planning our wedding, and come what may, we'll see what happens. But I think that we could get to such a comfortable place so quickly. It's because we pushed ourselves through hard situations. The expressions I said earlier is like we swept nothing under the rug. Every chip that was on our shoulder, like we looked at, analyzed, and then mentioned to the other person, like, hey, this might sound crazy to you. This might be objectively untrue or unjustified, but like what you did or what you said or what I saw, I felt this way. And usually it's coming from me. But she made me so comfortable and confident that I could always say what I felt. And now I don't bring it up every time because I'm like, Stefan, are you being insecure? Does this have anything to do with Ana? And now I know. But at the beginning, her letting me just kind of vomit out my insecurities helped me so much, because like she's there anytime you need her. You do not need her all the time, but she's there. And
Always.
That helps.
Always. But I think that's also a different thing about like the both of us, because I feel like I'm the opposite. I usually don't vomit things. I usually keep it to myself. And of course, you know that I can fake.
Fake what, baby? Fake
how
what? Oh.
how I'm feeling.
Oh, okay. She doesn't fake other things, ladies and gentlemen.
I can fake how I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling sad or if I'm mad, you can see right. Oh, sorry. You can see right away. But it takes me some time to say it.
Oh, sorry. She doesn't pronounce the t, so she said she can't hide how she's feeling, right?
Yes.
Okay, I heard the opposite, so you're not. Don't worry, you're not alone. Okay, so I can't hide how I'm feeling, but when you, yeah, sorry, please continue. But when you can't hide how you're feeling, you still don't tell me, even when I'm like, hey, I can see that you're not saying what you're feeling.
I can't hide how I'm feeling, so sometimes it's very obvious that I am upset with something or mad or whatever, but I don't say it. I don't know. It takes me some time. I need some time to process my feelings, because sometimes it's not something you did or you said, or it's just something about myself that I have to deal with myself, and and I just want the time to realize it and process it, and then I'll be fine, because I will understand that it's nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know?
A great point, and a hard lesson learned for me, but I had to realize that not everything is about me. And when she's upset, I think it's something that I've done automatically, just because I think I'm the center of the universe. I'm the protagonist in my movie. All the planets revolve around Stefan. And I think that I lived so many years as an egotistical prick that things that didn't associate with me, I just didn't concern myself with.
Yeah.
And like everything was like, does this make me happy? And it was never about serving a greater good. So I had a series of unsuccessful relationships, I think. And then in this one, I was like, I get it. There's another human being that may or may not think that they're the center of the universe. And so like you guys have to orbit each other. And yeah, we all get upset and stressed. And like, I'm not a part of her work right now. Like I'll meet her colleagues at some point, but like, it's just not my world. So when she's upset about that, she's looking at me, and it's not that I don't matter in that moment, but I'm just not relevant. Like she's thinking about something and thinking about something that someone said, or some piece of plastic that she has to deliver internationally. And just, there's no place for Stefan in those feelings. And for me,
There's
I think
always a place for Stefan. Don't say that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I totally get it. And I think it kind of applies for the both of us. Like, I don't feel like I'm the center of everything, and I totally understand that sometimes you're just upset with something else. But like, what is very hard for me, which is a bit ironic, I guess, is when I can see that you're upset or that you're mad, and I ask you like, what is it? What are you feeling? What's wrong? And you don't say anything. Like, it kind of, I don't know, not annoys me. It's not the right word.
It's the right word.
It's not. It's just, it concerns me. Because then I'll get in my head and I'll just start to think that maybe it is about me, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can't ask you something to do something that I don't do.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but I'm still figuring it out. So yeah, like each person has their own time and their own way to deal with things. But when you are in a relationship, I think you have to balance things and try to act some way that the other person will feel comfortable and, you know, and seen and heard. And yeah, and sometimes he's upset and he doesn't want to talk about it, and like, okay, then we won't talk about it, but I will try to show up and be present as somehow.
Yeah. I mean, on that point, I think it's sometimes we it's not even that we're even trying to hide how we feel, but it's such like a multifaceted equation that we don't really know exactly why we're feeling the way we feel. Like maybe it's a chemical thing, maybe you didn't sleep well enough, maybe something reminded you of something else. It just takes time to kind of figure it out and not just blurt out the first thing that you think is bothering you, but behind it there's like 20 other things.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Like today, I was a little bit upset and annoyed, I don't know, about work, but then other things started to bother me somehow. Like I cooked lunch for the both of us, and I'm very, very bad. Very bad at the kitchen, like very bad. But I try my best, and I know, like I knew that even though I tried my best, it wasn't that good, and I think I'll just have to live with that because I can be perfect. But yeah, I was feeling frustrated about it, and then like I felt like he didn't really recognize what I did, and so it's just, it just started to, like, one thing can be a lot of things, can become a lot of things, and it's very important that you just say it to the other person and explain it so they won't start to think that it's something bigger than it is.
I didn't know you didn't feel recognized.
I mean, at first I didn't, but then it was fine because I knew it was something about, like, I didn't say before because I knew it was something about me and it wasn't you. And you see, that's how I deal with things.
Lovely. Well, I think that this was a good first start.
Yeah. You are.
I mean, we're only just getting started.
I talk a lot.
I love you a lot.
I love you a lot too.
So I think maybe we'll close it here. We're going to order a pizza and watch Love is Blind Mexico edition. Say something in Spanish, babe. You're so good at Spanish.
What do you want me to say in Spanish? Or in Portuguese, because I'm Brazilian.
Pretend that you're ordering the pizza in Spanish. What we're going to order. Pizza, salad, drinks, everything.
Buenas noches, ¿cómo están?
Estoy bien.
Muy
Yo
bien.
necesito una pizza. Oh, no. Tú necesitas una pizza.
Me gustaría pedir una pizza.
Qual tipo de pizza? Eu falo português, eu não falo espanhol. Qual tipo de pizza, señor?
Pero mi español no es muy bueno. Mi español es más como portuñol. Yo hablo un poco de español, un poco de português e creo que todos compreendem, pero...
Tá, vamos terminar aqui então. Qual tipo de pizza nós vamos pedir agora? What type of pizza are we going to order for tonight? Frango catupiry. Chicken and cheese, right?
Yeah.
And then half pepperoni. And a Coca-Cola Zero.
Yeah, you remember it. Good. High five.
Okay, so this is the way that I end all my episodes. We can think of it together. So I say, all right, builders, see you every Sunday. And remember that growth equals. So, for us, how do we grow? How have we grown?
I would say we grow when we talk, and especially when we listen.
Okay, so all right, builders, see you every Sunday, and remember that growth equals communicating, but communication also means to listen to what the other is saying. Brick by brick, we'll get there. Valeu!
Bye.
Beautiful! And you know what I realized?